place is a little crazy. Yeah.
Do you mind telling me a little bit about you? If someone were to ask you, like, who are you? How would you respond to that?
That's a good question. Well, I'm 23. I live here in Brooklyn. I just ran the marathon 2 weeks ago in New York, which was a first for me. That was cool. Defining part of I think my life for a long time recently.
Dad.
So I'm now
Nani.
redefining
Hello.
what I am post-marathon.
I hope you're
But,
having a good day.
yeah, I don't know. I think of myself as extroverted and hopefully a little bit creative. I don't know.
Getting set up still.
Yeah, I guess that's how I describe
As
myself.
usual.
But that's always so hard to answer.
I know.
Talk about yourself. Yeah.
Like, obviously, I love having a long conversation with someone and figure out who they were, but, like, I wish I could just get to know people super quick
Just
with
like
one
that.
question.
I know.
But there's really no question you could answer that could, you know.
What about you?
Who am I?
Who are you?
These nuts.
You're these nuts?
Well, my name's Soraya. I mean, I feel like everyone starts like that, but
That's
my
who
name.
you are.
Why are you
Let's
doing
see.
I feel like you could get to know a lot about
Oh,
someone if you just, like, go on
you
a walk
put
with
dirt
them
on them.
and talk to them. I think even, like, with people I know,
I'm getting a
some
little
of the
bit
most,
of
like,
a
intimate
headache.
moments
I
I've had
think
with them,
I just
I
woke
always
up.
learn something
I
new about them
worked
if I go
last
on a walk
night
with them.
again.
Yeah.
Even with my mom. I've
And
known her my whole life,
it
obviously,
was
but every
good
time I go on a
until
walk with her,
like
like, I feel a little bit closer to her. Me personally, it helps me, like, listen to people and understand them more when
I
I'm just doing
like the
something else
morning
with them
people came
listening.
in.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're on the phone and you're just like walking around
They
your whole
switched my
apartment.
schedule again.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know.
And
There's something about like
yeah.
maybe
Moving and talking, yeah.
moving and talking helps people connect, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah. I guess I'm just someone who's trying to figure
Not
things out right
feeling
now.
I don't think anyone
super
can figure it out.
great about my job,
Figuring it out
but
together
it's
and
okay.
walking while we do it, I guess.
So, you said that running the marathon was kind of, like, defining for you. Do you mean, like, because it was consuming your time, or did you mean something else by that?
A little bit of both. I was running in memory of a family
Go get
member.
some water.
Just
I
trying
have some.
to be
I've
tangible
got like
enough
half a water bottle left
for me
here.
to run. I was partnered with a charity that was very tied to the cause. It was very
I'll drink
sensitive
this whole water
time,
bottle and then I'll get another one.
but
And I'll
also
drink another half.
awesome.
And then
I think
I
if I
should
had
be
a chance
good,
to run that,
hopefully.
I
Well,
love the marathon.
here's
I've
water
never run
bottle
like that
for
before,
Onidad.
but I just felt so loved by my friends and my family, and just kind of by like the whole city for a day. Where are you from?
San Diego.
Nice.
Have you been?
No, I've been to San Francisco when I was a kid, but
And
not
you got
really
the moment
much
hoodie.
time on the
I
road.
do.
Yeah, it's completely different.
What is
All of my
what's holding you back
comforts
from
now
moving
that
here? Or do
I'm
you not want to move here?
in my
I
room.
don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I kind of am just looking for a purpose to move here, honestly.
Hello,
Like, if
Hex.
this
Do you
series
need
does
some
well,
water?
then that'll be a good reason, because I can't really,
Oh,
people don't
water
really walk
Hex
in San
too.
Diego, they just drive places.
He's laying next to the water, so
But,
might as well see if he's thirsty.
do you mind sharing what cause you were
Here you go.
running for in the marathon?
Yeah, I was running
You want some water?
for the Miles for Miracles program with Boston Children's Hospital, and running in memory of my niece who passed
I
away in
hate
February.
drinking water.
Yeah, it was really
Extra
meaningful.
juice.
I never got to meet my niece,
I wish I could,
and
like,
when I was
take
running,
my
I kind of
eyeballs
felt
out
like
right now and
to
just
realize
kind of,
something she
like,
never felt before.
put them in cold water.
That was like, yeah, especially in like some really hard miles. There was some
They
time
just
when
kind of
it
hurt a
felt
little
like
bit.
she was running next to me, which
Should
was
get you
really
7 more
special.
of those hoodies.
Yeah, it was
But
very
it's
special.
almost summertime.
Yeah,
I'll just have to be
it
in the
is.
cold all the time. But I
Maybe
did
next time
like
when
the
we move in
hoodie.
with
Thank you
strangers,
so much.
you
It's
can
so
kind of talk.
comfy, so warm. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wore it like every day.
Okay.
Let's find a nice bench. Just the next seatable place
Okay.
where I can have my. This whole time I'm saying tacos. It's
I'll be
keeping me
right back.
Asian
I
in
might
my
actually
name.
put my
Maybe
face
this
in
way?
cold
Yeah,
water
over here.
because I just feel like
Anything you'd want want to share with people who
anxious,
are
and
listening?
that's supposed to help,
Oh.
like putting your face in ice
Well,
water.
I'm not walking with them, so I don't feel comfortable sharing with them right now.
It's a good point.
Do you think we could sit? I want.
Yeah, you want to sit here?
Yeah. Can I eat on this
Yes,
camera?
yeah, go for it.
Okay.
As long as I'm not bothering you.
No, I
Okay.
was gonna do this whether I was gonna be alone or with someone else. So here we are. I'm happy about it. Do you want a quesadilla?
I'm okay, thank
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Ooh, that is a black hair.
Oh.
Shorter than yours, and I don't have black hair, so that's kind of off-putting.
You want a napkin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you gonna keep eating that?
I'm going to. I'm really hungry. That's okay. Have you been out all day shooting this?
Yeah. It's been a good day. I'm excited to like keep going though. I'm just like imagining the strangers that I haven't met yet. It's like so interesting to think about that. I'm gonna meet like 10 people tomorrow. I have no idea who they are right now.
It's like the chase. It's
Yeah.
really exciting. Do you get scared doing it?
With what I do usually, no, because I usually like have a camera with me and I'm behind the camera. But this one, yeah, because I don't.
Because you're in front of the camera.
I'm not like falling back on what I'm comfortable with. Are you enjoying the conversation, Tata?
Oh, I want to show you something. Remember how I said I ran for my niece?
Yeah.
I ran in these shoes, and that's Zoe.
That's her name, Zoe?
I don't know if you can see on the camera.
Okay, I'm back. I don't know if I feel any
That's
better.
such a cute name.
Would you ever run a marathon?
I don't think I've ever run more than 4 miles in my life.
I just feel like I
It seems like a huge
have a
jump
cold
climb
face
when I
now.
started training. Metaphorically, not an actual hill, but it was like I remember like one of my first like long runs of the season was 27 miles, or sorry, was 7 miles. And I remember running 7 miles and thinking like, there's no freaking way that I can add 19 more miles to this. Like, I don't know how I could possibly run this marathon.
Yeah.
And then later in the season, one of my last long runs was 19 miles, and I finished it. And I remember thinking, you know what? I might have 7 more in the tank right now. Maybe, I don't know. But that was only 8 or 9 weeks later.
Wow.
So
And you had never run any, like what was the longest you'd run?
I did a
before that?
half marathon in college, but I didn't really train much for it. This was the first time I like ran and took it seriously.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's pretty crazy what your body will do to adapt, get stronger, and the whole thing was kind of just like learning about my body also. But I don't know, I feel like I know myself much better now.
I mean, that makes sense.
Oh my god, I'm doing grease running down my whole hands.
You got a napkin?
Yeah. Can you give me a little pat dry here? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. These are good. I wish that. Do you guys want any? You want any? Do you how do you seek people out when you are like approaching a stranger and you think, I want to talk to this person? Why do you choose them?
First, I notice the outfit, and then I'll make eye contact and see if they look like they're like an open and kind person who won't hurt my feelings too bad, even if they say no.
Yeah, it's the same thing for when I've worked on these kinds of stuff. It's like, who do I think will tell an interesting story?
You can't tell. I've learned that, yeah. People will surprise you, I
Yeah.
think. Actually, probably like the best stories I've heard are
Oh,
people like just
hi
wearing like really
Micro.
simple
You can't hear on YouTube.
clothes, like not really
The
trying to
regular
I
be.
don't
people.
know
Yeah,
Yeah.
just regular
what's
people.
on
Sometimes I
happening
like
on
go through a
YouTube.
period throughout the day where I'm like, I'm just gonna ask every single person that comes up because I don't want to try to judge, like if I think they're gonna have a good story or not. But do you have any siblings?
Just a sister.
Just a sister? Okay.
Just the one.
Are you the
Yeah.
younger one or the older one?
I am younger.
You're the younger.
Are you in a relationship?
No, I'm not. Are you?
Recently, yes.
Okay. Do you mind sharing with us how you guys met?
Yeah. She works in my office.
Okay.
She started over the summer, and her boss sent like a welcome to the agency email, where it was like, welcome. She's starting her job today as a blank, blank, and blank, and here's some fun facts about her. She loves the Rangers, and she's currently reading Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like all these fun facts. And I saw the picture of her that was in this email. My fingers are so greasy as I tell this nice story, and I'm holding quesadilla covered in grease. I'm gonna save the rest of this for later. It's quite good, but it's quite greasy as well. So anyways, so I see the picture in the email that her boss included of her, and I'm like, wow, this girl is really cute. I've seen her around the office. She like seems to like radiate such like a pure kindness, and like I just want to know her. But she's on like an entirely different part of the office than I am physically, but also like we will never ever collaborate. I won't run into her. I don't know anyone that's on her team. We're just like entirely different streams. So I was like feeling really anxious about like, well, how do I meet her if I'm never gonna like organically be able to meet her? And I also get really shy sometimes, so I felt uncomfortable just being like, hey, I'm Jack. Good, nice to meet you, whatever. So I went to the bookstore and I bought the book that she was reading, and I ended up reading all of it. It's a great book, Kitchen Confidential, Anthony Bourdain.
Okay.
I ended up reading all of it, but by the time it took like maybe a week or so to read like half of it, and at that point I had like enough confidence in my ability to have a conversation about the book that I saw her getting coffee on the 7th floor in our office, and I went up and introduced myself, and I was like, I saw you were reading that book. I'm also reading that book right now. Isn't that crazy? And then she was like, yeah, it's such a good book. And I was like, we should talk about it sometime. You want to get lunch? And then, yeah.
That is such a solid story. I love that. Did you eventually tell her that you just got the book?
I told her on our first like actual date, which was much later than that. Not much later, a couple months later than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that like you thought she was like radiant and whatever, and like, it turns out you were right? You're in a relationship.
I was right. Yeah.
Right? Like you didn't even know her. You had this feeling, and now you're dating her, which is so bizarre.
It is. It's kind of like picking people to interview in a weird way.
Oh,
Who has a good story to tell? And you kind of just gotta, you can just feel it.
What was it, once you like talked to her and stuff, what was it about her that got you interested?
That's a good question. She has really good taste. She's classy. She's sophisticated and really smart, but not in like a I'm smarter than you way, even though she probably is. And she never makes me feel like she is. And she's funny. She has a good sense of humor, and we like a lot of the same things. So I was like, just kind of immediately drawn, and yeah, it's all been really good things so far.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
I think that's like a good place, a high note to end this.
Yeah. This has been a really good day, and this was the highlight of it. So, yeah. Do I need to like shake your hand or something? Yeah. Will we look in the camera and shake hands? Nice. I need to follow you on your platforms.
Let me give you. Have a good one. Yep.
I remember, so I'm actually 2.5 years sober now, and I went to rehab in Palm Springs, California, and just this last summer we went back and kind of just drove around the campus, and I walked inside. I wanted to say thank you to the people who like welcomed me in the first time that I was there, because it was so scary and it was like the darkest time of my life. And there was this woman who was a patient, and she walked out of like a one-on-one meeting with her counselor and saw me, and she was like, you think this is a good place to be? And I was like, oh my god, it's the best place that you could be. Like, it's the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm so happy you're here. And she said thank you so much, because I was ready to go home right now, but I'm gonna stay and see like what this can do for me. And I really hope she stayed. It made a huge impact on me, and I hope that it did the same for her. So wherever she is, I hope she's doing really, really well. I didn't know I was gonna cry.
Is it okay if I ask you a follow-up question?
Yeah, of course.
What made you want to like make the change, and like what helped you?
You get to a point where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I had gotten to that point, and I kind of had reached this area where I was just so desperate that the fear of making that change finally overrode the comfort of staying where I was. I just knew it was time. So, yeah.
Well, right now we were getting donuts and taking pictures, and this group of 4 women came up to us to take the pictures for us, and it was 2 mother-daughter groups that were taking a trip, I'm guessing around SoCal. And me personally, I don't have a mom, so seeing that was really wholesome, and I don't know, it seemed very wholesome and something I wish I could experience.
Okay. This is, I remember back in Egypt, so I used to work in the TV commercials, acting. So I was walking on the street, so it was like a huge billboard having my picture on it, one of my TV commercials. So a homeless guy, he said, "Is it you?" I said, "Yes." "Is it you?" "No way, is it you?" Yeah, and he wanted to take a picture with me and the billboard, and it was very encouraging to me. This homeless guy, he was happy for me, and I felt good, of course.
When I was 13, I was coming home from school and my mom was picking me up. And this guy just walked up to me. He was like an older gentleman. And he walks up and he goes, "You're gonna be a great mom. You got nice birthing hips." And then he walked away. I was honestly just really confused because I didn't know what birthing hips meant at the time. And I've never seen him again. But I think of him randomly. So there's that.
This actually happened with my husband, but we tell this story quite a bit during a time that we were in entrepreneurship and our business was suffering and we weren't doing so well. My husband wore out his shoes completely, his dress shoes. They were so worn out. And you could tell they were just really, really, really old, and he was just walking a lot in them. And he came across a lady who he just sparked a conversation with at a coffee shop, and she gave him $50 just to go buy new shoes. She's like, God put it on my heart to, just give you this $50 so you just go spend it on shoes, which was so funny because not that we were in that desperate need of $50, but we're just so cheap with our money that we're we could take these shoes to the ground, but the fact that she did that was just so kind and thoughtful. It was a way of God telling us keep going, even though it's hard, keep going. And he does that through people.
And how's your business doing now?
Phenomenal.
Really?
Phenomenal. That was 10 years ago, and now it's doing amazing, and we're so grateful, and we're so glad we didn't give up, in times when it was just so hard. It makes you want to give up, but don't.
There was this one time I was with my ex-boyfriend at the time, and we were at the grocery store getting into the car, and this lady came up to the window and knocked on the window. We were like, "What's going on?" And he rolls down the window, and she was like, "She would look a lot happier with you if you just did a simple thing of opening the door for her." And she went on this 1 or 2 minute rant, just saying the little things are what make your relationship. And she looks a little upset right now, and maybe that would just help. We ended up not being together, which was funny because it was stuff like that, but he didn't listen to it. So it was funny. I think about her. She was right. She was so there. So yeah, that.
Is that something you look for in a future partner, is someone who cares about the little things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because I care a lot about the little things. I care a lot about noticing things, or caring about people in small ways, knowing what kind of donut you want. It's simple things like that. So.
Right. And yeah, I totally agree. I think a lot of people get a bad rep for expressing that they want little things, but it's not even about the action, it's about being considered.
I agree.
It's just a form of love. I hope that in the future when you find someone that there's the balance of that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I was applying for a job and I was in the waiting room. It was a senior living community, and this stranger, she was an old woman, and I told her about my situation, and she told me that she can tell that by my smile that I was going to do wonderful things or whatever. It's a whole cliche, but what she told me was that I should keep chasing for the moon, because even if I don't reach the moon, I will land somewhere in the stars. And that really resonated with me because I didn't think I was going to get the job, and I did. And when I started working there, I checked the bulletin board, and what I found out was that she died a week ago before I was hired and I started my first day. But until this day, I still carry her advice. I try to be ambitious and I try to like carry on with like this sense of trying to achieve more than what I think I could. I'm always chasing for the moon because even if I don't get there, you know, I'll land somewhere and it'll be better than where I was previously.
A stranger I still remember would probably be this guy that when I was working at the gym, he was diagnosed with diabetes and he was on dialysis, and I'd had only one conversation with him prior, and he had told me that his lifelong goal is to beat the disease that he was dealing with, and he just wanted to stay alive to meet his grandchildren. And he had told me that the day that he overcame this disease was the day that he was going to wear a bright yellow shirt. And we only had that one conversation, and I actually left that gym and I had never went back. And one day I saw him and I ran into him and he was wearing like a bright yellow shirt, and he immediately came to me and he was like, I don't know if you remember me, but I'm no longer on dialysis and I'm alive, and my son had his kid, so he beat the disease that he had told me. But it was just so crazy, like, I don't know, just running into him out of pure coincidence and seeing him wear the bright yellow shirt. It was just so weird. Like, the timing was insane, and I never forgot about him. Like, I was constantly thinking about him.
One stranger I still remember is this guy. I'll never forget him. He'll be the stranger I remember till the day I die.
Why is that?
Why is that? He has been very interesting. I've spent 6 hours with him, meeting him today, and there hasn't been a dull moment. We've talked for 6 hours straight, and I've had a very good time.
One stranger is an unhoused woman that lives right here in Laguna Beach that my wife and I met. And she just has a story, and we're not sure what it is, but we know it's remarkable. So it's just somebody that we have enjoyed being around.
What is it about her that makes you feel like she has a remarkable story?
She just has a kind presence and she seems really resilient. So what she carries seems like a lot. She's very old and fragile and seems to push it every single day and get through it. So
You guys see her every day?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One stranger I still remember, I actually met him on this very beach, and I was just sitting here watching sunset, enjoying it, and he started playing like a tantra flute behind me. And I was like, of course this is happening right now. So he eventually came up to me and he asked if we could watch the sunset together. And we thanked the four corners of the universe, and that was it. And I still remember him till this day. He was amazing.
And why do you think it like stuck out to you?
I think because he wasn't afraid to connect with somebody he felt like was on the same page as him. Like, there was a fearlessness of like just wanting to connect and make somebody's day. That really touched my spirit.
It was a hit and run. I got hit from the back, and this lady had stopped, and she just like hugged me, and I was like already crying, but she like gave me like the biggest hug. She's like, "It's gonna be okay." I had just gotten like a out of like a really like long shift because I work with like kids on the spectrum. It was a new car too, so it's just like a lot of things. And she just like that hug just kind of like I felt comfortable crying, and she was like an older Mexican lady, and like I felt like okay, she could be my aunt.
There's a gentleman I had such a lucky interaction with. I was backpacking through South America, gosh, like a decade ago, and I was so fearful about all of the bugs. It sounds so foolish, but I'm like deathly afraid of bugs. So I was kind of conquering some fears by going on this trip, and I came
Hey,
across this
Kayla.
gentleman at a hostel I was staying at, and we just struck up a conversation. And he was biking. He was biking from Vancouver, Canada, and I met him. He had biked all the way to Quito in Ecuador. So he was on the road for a really long time.
You
And
been
actually,
sleep
the
yet?
night before I met him, he hadn't
Yeah,
slept
I
since his
slept
accident.
for.
But
What
he was
time did I go
lost
to sleep?
at
Probably
gunpoint
like.
with, his bike and all of his belongings on his
I'd say
bike. And
like five
basically,
or
the
six
robbers took
hours.
everything that he had,
Yeah.
aside from
I
passport.
woke up and I
So
had like a
I was
headache and
telling
was
him what to
feeling
do
anxious
on my journey
again.
next,
So
and
I
he was
drank
very
half a
sincere.
bottle of water
He had shared this
so
remarkable
far.
story with
Well,
me that went
a
on for
half a
and
bottle and
he was like, "Let me
another
just hang out for 1
quarter of
second
another
and pray for
bottle.
you." And he came back, and
And
the
then I
first
went
thing
and
that he
I
had
put
left
my
on
face
his
in cold
wallet
water.
was this bug repellent. So I took that with me into the Amazon, and I had just such
this vulnerable
And
experience, yeah,
I
it
don't know how I feel.
allowed me to recognize that you really don't have to have anything to give people the time of day
I'm just
and
kind of
care so
over
much.
it.
I still remember him. I could think of him today. Yeah, I hope he's doing well.
Who is one stranger you still remember?
This stranger I met about 3 months ago online. I was
Thank you
asking
for
for some
the
musicians for
hug.
my classroom because I teach in Santa
I
Ana,
need
and she
them.
responded and said, "Come on by. I have all this stuff." And when I went to her house to meet her, it was just like we were kindred spirits. We grew up on the East Coast in a really hard part of town, and just
Like,
similar
I
stories.
don't
She's about
know.
20 years older than me. She is
I
just the most
just
beautiful creature,
like
and we've kept in touch with her just even over the past couple of weeks and just
want
gotten
to
to know her.
cry for no reason. I just
So
want
she was a
to,
stranger who
it's like I just want to release it.
What you connected with her on was
And I don't want to be
your
like
upbringing.
Yeah,
scary,
she had
but like
very
even
similar upbringing.
yesterday, for
We
a
studied
little bit,
botany for a while. We both did
I
special ed
woke up and I
education.
was like, what if I
We
just
lived
cut
in
my
inner cities in
wrists?
these places where people are have an abundance of
Like that was
talent,
just a thought,
and we
and
used
I
to
was
joke
like, I
around
shouldn't do that.
and
That's
are just like,
bad.
wow,
But it was a
life is
thought that I like
amazing.
thought
If you had
it would
advice
take the
for other
pressure
people who
off.
are maybe
Like it would
in the
help
tough part
me
of life,
because I can't
something
cry
similar to
right
what you've been
now.
through,
Yeah.
what would you
I
want
don't,
to tell
I
them?
don't know.
I think I would tell them this. I tell my
That's just
students
getting
and
to that point
even my
sometimes.
friends, do you know the story about being able to catch bees? You know how you can catch bees? Like this is for real. You can catch bees. If you take a mason jar and you put it outside and you just set it anywhere, right? Like on a
Like
banister,
I
on a
don't want to
bed,
die. I
on the
just want to
ground, you'll pay attention to it because bees
get
will
rid
just
of
start
whatever I'm
naturally flying in.
feeling.
You don't need any kind of honey or water. You don't need anything. But what happens is the bees, when they're flying by the glass, what they hear is the vibration, but they think it's another bee. So they go to check it out. And when they go inside, they kind of get stuck there because they're not used to being stuck in something. So the more that happens, the more vibration on the inside, it's attracting more and more bees. But the next thing you know, you have this jar full of bees. You cannot get out. They start to panic. So they start hitting each other, right? Because they just don't know which way to go. Start losing their wings, and some of them start
Seagull.
dying. And the point is that all they had to do was look up. They could escape the same exact way that they came in, but we're too worried about the things that are beside us that we're bumping into than
Hmm.
looking up and finding a different way out.
I need to
So I
be
think
the
that's what I would say.
bees.
Thank you so
Look
much.
You're
up.
welcome. Now tell me about you.
How are you doing, really?
Kind of scared. Yeah. Like, really, and I'm not used to that. So I'm scared of being scared too. Yeah.
I'm 1 out of 10. I'm like a 4.8. No, more like a high 6, maybe into the 7s.
That's
That's on the
good. She
numerical
keeps
scale right
going
now.
up.
That's good. It's a different. That's a difficult question too to pose to a stranger. I'm just not where I want to be in my life, and it's just like reflected every day because we're in Manhattan, we're in the city, and it's just everything that you want, you see on the street, and then you have a hard time struggling being grateful for what you have. But it comes back to you. But those reminders were strong today, so that's why it's today.
Oh my god. All right, well, this is actually like a first date kind of.
Oh,
So I am, I guess, trying to meet new people. And I'm like, I don't really know anyone here. I just got like a random apartment in the city, but I'm trying to be open to meeting new people. And then how am I doing? I think pretty good, but I also totally think I could just be saying that. Like, there's a chance that I'm not doing that great. I think I try and convince myself sometimes that I'm doing really good.
why do you think you tend to like maybe cover up how you're actually feeling?
Oh my god. Um, well, I think if I actually like face the music and know like for sure, I don't know, introspect and figure out if I'm doing well or not, then I would have to probably make a change and like go try something else. And sometimes it's like a comfort thing that you just want to keep on doing what you're doing. So I could potentially be like convincing myself that I'm okay.
And how's this first date going?
Pretty good actually. We have a lot in common so far,
Okay.
and I don't know. I think I just want to see where it goes.
How are you doing, really?
I think I finally just accepted that, like, I don't have to be the best in every room. And I've also, like, accepted that, like, I'm loved so much by the people around me rather than, like, focusing on whether or not this one person loves me and, like, accepting that, like, that ended. I was going to Europe and I was on this plane crying. I just thought of, like, everyone in my life. And I was just like, wait. Or like I'll drink like even like a Diet Coke and I think about how like one of my best friends thinks and always says like, oh my god, I love the aspartame in it. And then like I was drinking this Diet Coke
Aspartame.
crying on like this plane and I was just like, oh my god, like why am I crying? Like I like love all my friends and they love me and like even in like small ways I think of them. So like I'm sure they think of me. This moment of like, dude, like it's really not that big a deal.
How am I doing really? I'm I feel like I'm doing okay. I just ended a friendship with a friend, one of my best friends, for like the last 5 6 years. I just ended it literally 5 days ago. So it's been a little tough since then. So I'm kind of trying to figure out. I guess I'm trying to figure out my footing. I guess in this world, like where my place belongs with other people. Because I did kind of just lose my best friend, but hoping for the best.
I'm flying in a couple of days, and this year I became terrified of flying. So in terms of that, I'm scared, but otherwise really well.
So just this year, you.
Just this year.
What?
Nothing to do with the news. Just like my perception of being 30,000 feet away from the ground has suddenly terrified me.
That's an interesting question because I feel like when people ask that, like, they don't really want the answer. So it's interesting. Like, you kind of have to get yourself out of the mindset of being like, I'm fine or I'm good. But I would say I've been better, I've been worse. My father passed away a few years ago, and yesterday was Father's Day, so like this time of year is like always like a sadder time for me. But you know, overall, I think I'm doing better than I have in a long time.
That's a good question. I think I'm doing okay. I think it was really emotional actually yesterday, and then I got my period, and I was like, JK, I'm actually fine. It was just a monthly occurrence. So today I feel a lot better, and it was very humbling to realize it's just not even had anything to do with my life, that it was just like my body going through hormones, and I was like, oh, okay, actually everything is fine. So don't make any major life decisions. So yeah, I'm actually pretty good. Right now or in general?
What was the first thing that came to mind?
In general?
Okay.
Okay. Uh, kind of lonely, kind of excited, constantly kind of anxious. I think I'm lonely
Constantly kind of
because
anxious.
I love to be around people, and I sometimes don't have as many people I'd like to be around, like with, and I'm kind of scared of being hurt by people, so that kind of stops me from doing that. I'm anxious again because of people and kind of doing the wrong thing or saying the wrong thing or anything like that. And then I'm
It's
excited for
me.
summer and to spend the summer with people who I know aren't going to make me anxious. Yeah.
I'd say I'm doing well. I'm not comfortable where I'm at. Like I know I want to like evolve a little more, but I think I'm doing okay. Damn, has this always been my answer? I think from the outside looking in, yeah, but to me, no.
But it's true today.
But it's true today. Yes.
I think I'm slowly getting better. Things are good.
I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. Good. Good. I think I'm doing good.
I'm doing good.
Really good.
Oh. How are we doing really? Oh. I think I'm doing really well. I just started a new job. Um, and life is good, I guess.
I think that being braver would solve a lot of the things that I'm feeling overwhelmed about. Yeah.
Mm.
recently I've been trying to learn how to be more patient with myself and take baby steps towards happiness and getting the things that you want out of life. Whenever I'm find a moment of motivation, I get caught in trying to like change who I am as a person and like completely 180 everything about me and my life. Trying to change who you are, I think you're just you're just eating more of that self-hate. So when I say I've been trying to learn how to take baby steps and stuff and be patient with myself, I think it's about like trying to be okay with everything not being okay right now.
I bought new clothes that raised my confidence a little bit. I don't know, buying new clothes makes me happy. Oh god. I wish I made more plans and went out more. But overall, I feel like compared to like last summer, the summer before, it's like way better.
What stops you from like making plans and doing things?
I feel like I don't know enough people that well, or I feel like I'm annoying them if I make plans. If I suggest doing something but they don't really want to, I don't want to like pressure them into it, and then neither of us have fun.
I really loved how you started, which was like that you just bought clothes.
Yeah, no, I went out yesterday and I found way more clothes than I normally do when I go shopping, and like look good, feel good, so.
I'm actually really doing good, which I don't know if that's the answer you wanted, but I'm in New York just for the summer. I'm an intern at Vivo, and this is my 3rd day today, and so it's really nice, and I'm actually with my high school friends. We all went to high school together, and so I haven't seen them in a while. So it's actually just a day of really fun, good things. Yeah.
I would say it's a mix of good and bad for sure. I am leaving New York in like 2 weeks, and then I won't be back for 6 months. So I am a little bit upset about that because whenever I am in a worse place, like I'll literally always write this down in my journal. I'm like, my day sucked, but New York saved me. So a little sad, bittersweet end, but I feel like everything like leading up to, or like everything about my life here is just everything I ever dreamed of as a little kid. They can vouch. Like if little kid me was watching me now, like she would be like, no, you're not working there. Like there is no way.
I'm doing really well. A part of me is surprised to be saying that, but I feel like all of these different pieces of my life are either like falling into place, or like I've become really a lot more comfortable with like the idea of uncertainty. So even if there's still things that I want like figured out, I'm very much a planner. Those things that are like still in the future, I'm a lot more comfortable now with saying like I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm really confident that it's gonna work out.
You said I'm surprising myself even saying that I'm doing well.
Yeah, because I don't know, when I was younger especially, like I always like hoped that things would like feel this easy, but I didn't see like how that it would be able to happen, or even if it would like be tangible in like just a couple of years. I'm like really happy with who I'm growing up into. I don't know. Yeah.
Your friends are like,
We've been through some shit. Yeah,
okay.
we've all honestly been through a lot with.
I know.
How long have you guys been friends for? All three?
You guys have known each other forever.
Yeah.
But I met them freshman year of high school. I feel like the three of us are really where like we were meant to be.
Yeah.
Even if we're not like thriving in everything, like I'm really like proud of what we're all doing. It's working out.
Like we're all kind of doing what we like wanted to do.
Yeah, like what we would talk about during our free blog. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I just want to let you know that I'm starting a new project. It's called Love from New York City. You can follow the Instagram. It's just Love from New York City, all spelled out. Basically, it's a project where you send me an actual love letter, like written out, and I share those love letters in some way. So please send me your love letter to the following address. The address is 1872 Lexington Avenue, number 143, New York, New York 10035. You can send me a love letter from anywhere around the world. The main theme is that this is a love letter to someone you've never confessed your love to, but obviously it doesn't have to be just that. Anything else works as well, as long as it's a love letter of some sort. Thank you guys for everything. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.
The most hurtful thing I've been told was finding out about my HIV, and I found out through a Subway gift card. They was like, go get tested, and I got tested, and she was like, here's your Subway card, but you have HIV, and it was only $15. I was like, this trying it. I was very sad. I was so distraught. I was in front of children at a middle school, and they were coming from lunch, and she opened the door, and all the kids was at lunch, and I don't know why they did it at a school, but I walked out the door. I was crying so hard. I fell walking out in front of all the kids, and everyone started laughing. And I went outside, and I just, I forgot it happened. And today on April 28th, you're asking me the most hurtful thing in my life, and finding out that I was positive with HIV changed my life. It didn't hurt me. It motivated me and put me in a spot where I needed to grow, and it put me in a lane where no one wanted to see a person like me shine with it. And I took that under my wing, and I took my pain and made it to pleasure for the world to see.
My senior year, my second period class, I got a phone call, so unexpected. I had to go look for somebody real important. I had to make sure they were actually in my school. I went to every single classroom. I went to principals, security guards, just to look for this certain person. Couldn't find them. So once I had to confirm on that phone call, 20 minutes later, I got confirmation that it was my cousin and he passed away. He took his own life. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain that. I don't really know how to explain that.
So I think that the most hurtful thing that I've ever been told is that I was ugly when I smiled. And I was told that at a very young age. And I know it was by an adult, and I know that their standard was basically that men shouldn't smile or express emotions. But as a kid, telling someone that is kind of messed up, and that stayed with me ever since. I remember as a kid, adults around me would be laughing and smiling, and I wouldn't be smiling or laughing, and I thought I would get recognized for it. But when someone tells you something
That's so sad.
about expressing your emotions and they tell you to repress it, you don't get acknowledged for it either. So I don't know what the point of it is. That was really hurtful. When you think about it.
It was my 12th grade science teacher. She told me that if I wanted to make a life of performing, I would just find my way to a pole. And I'll never forget that. I just gotten into college, and she told me that right after. I was very, very excited about it. She told me in front of everyone, in front of my whole science class, and I got up and I left school. Now I travel around the United States performing and singing and dancing and doing what I love and making money doing it and having a great time. And very fulfilling. Very fulfilling doing it.
That I couldn't get a job because I had a record. You want to change your life, and when you go somewhere and somebody tell you had a record that you can't get the job, it just make you feel so hurt and down, like your life is over.
How are you doing now? Are you at a job that you like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been doing much better now. Second chance in life is good. And just a lot of people, even when they get a second chance, these people still look at you bad and not looking at how you change your life. I'm living a better life now because I didn't give up. It won't hurt no more. It feel better.
The most hurtful thing I think I've ever been told is being questioned why I act so black. It was a partner that I was in a relationship with, and it was towards the ending of the relationship, and I guess he got really upset at something I did, and his response towards it was, why do you have to act so black? There are things like that that don't come out until it's sometimes towards the ending of something, or when their true feelings begin to show. So it's like spending over 2+ years with somebody, and it's like, is my race the problem? But you don't find that out until everything's pretty much towards the end.
Were they not the same race?
No.
Okay, so about 2 years ago, I went through a very devastating breakup. Still going through it and still healing. I was with the person for 4 years. We had multiple life events happen over the course of 2 weeks. I came home. And he broke up with me in 37 minutes. I remember clocking it. He was graduating with his doctorate degree, and I had helped him through his entire program. He told me he wasn't attracted to me anymore, and I started to lose weight, and I get, put two and two together. I remember saying to him, your graduation is coming up, and I'd really like to be there. And I was just like, I was there for the whole thing, and he was like, thank you for your support. To pour so much of yourself into someone, and then them turn around and just say thank you for your support was just the most crushing thing I think I've ever had to experience.
Do you have any advice for someone else who's going through something similar?
Oh, I'm gonna get teary-eyed. I think you're gonna be okay. And I remember when people said that to me, his mom actually, who I was super close with, called me, and I remember her saying, no matter what, you're gonna be okay. And I was like, yeah, of course, I have to be. I don't have a choice. I'm coming up on 2 years in a few weeks, and I don't recognize the person I was 2 years ago, and I think that's a good thing, but you are going to be okay. You just have to feel every single thing for as long as you need to. I beat myself up that I'm like, oh my god, it's 2 years, and I'm like, not moved on all the way. And that story doesn't have to be yours anymore. It can be a part of you, but it doesn't have to be you. Yeah.
The most hurtful thing that I've heard is I feel invisible. I'm an elementary school teacher, and I heard this from one of my little students, and it broke my heart. And I spent the rest of the year making sure that she felt seen. I just think when children talk, we need to believe them. It has a happy ending.
Okay, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we all worked hard as a classroom community, and she felt built up and lifted up, and it ended up being good. And I don't know where she is now, but I hope that she continued on that path.
How long ago was this?
10 years.
Oh, okay, so she's like a teenager now, probably, or even.
Yeah, she would at least be a senior if in high school or a freshman in college. That everybody deserves to be seen.
So I have a little sister. I'm the oldest of four, and she's the second oldest. So as a brother, I feel like I, should be taking care of my little sister. And sometimes when I try to be the older brother and tell her stuff she doesn't want to hear, but she has to hear, maybe I don't go the right way about it. So one day she told me, she said the way I went about things when we were younger gave her anxiety. And when she told me that, I was like, damn, that's not what I want to do. So it hurt me, but it hurt me more because I hurt her. So yeah.
So I would say that the most hurtful thing that I've been told was when my mom found that I started going to therapy, and she kind of told me that I wasn't being Christian enough, and I wasn't praying to God enough. I am Christian. I do go to church. I pray and everything, but obviously I'm gonna have some issues, and I talk to God about my issues, and sometimes I need another person to tell about my issues. She kept saying alluding to I haven't had a difficult life, well, a difficult enough life for her to see that I need to go to therapy. She's like, oh, I've dealt with the things that you're dealing with. I didn't go to therapy. I'm not crazy. Are you crazy? You're saying that I'm crazy because you're crazy? Just that, I don't know what that is with immigrant parents and that ideas around therapy. Kind of odd.
That my whole family finds me crazy. Most of my life as a kid, people around me used to say that I was crazy and stuff, but it wasn't like I was a crazy kid per se. I think it was just more I wanted friends badly when I was younger, and I wanted to do anything to get people's attention. So kids would say I was crazy. I don't know, it just really would upset me because sometimes I feel like I get so mad that I get driven to a point of craziness, but it's not that I actually am crazy. I think I just let other people rule my emotions, which makes me feel that way.
So the most hurtful thing I've been told was probably that I'm their favorite hoe, which is kind of crazy, their favorite girl. Cause it's what you mean I'm your favorite? I'm not the only one. I should be the only girl.
Who said that to you?
My ex. I just told him, yeah, you're my favorite too. We both each other's favorites.
Do you have any?
Okay, so when I was dating this guy, and I kind of knew that it was going downhill, and I kind of wanted to figure out
if he was really as manipulative that as I thought he was. And I we went to go visit my mom, and my mom's a tough character, like, generally. But I was really upset about something, and I just told him. I was like vulnerable with him for a second, and I was like, "Hey, I'm just really afraid that I'm gonna become like my mother." And like an hour later, we got in a fight. It was like clockwork. He was like, "You know what? You and your mother are like a social experiment of one another. You guys are like a social experiment." And I was just like, he hates me, you know? Like, when something happens and you just get so much clarity about yourself and a relationship and how wrong it is for you, and how, like, you slowly become smaller and smaller in relationships that aren't working. And if you don't have high self-esteem,
You got
you
more
just
of
become
them
like a shell of who you
drinks?
were. And so
The
that clarity was actually the
Celsius?
best thing. Like, that was the best thing that ever happened to me, was him saying that horrible thing. And I just remember thinking, like, I really want to be a mom, and I would never forgive myself if my son or daughter heard their father speak to their mother this way. So I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. But he was just like my father too. It was like the world kind of, like, the evolution of relationships, so interesting. If you don't have like a good model growing up, you don't know what to look
Yeah.
for, so you just
I'm
kind of
glad
repeat
that you
patterns.
like
And
them. Just be
yeah,
careful.
it's crazy.
Can I ask
Don't
you
be
a more
too
lighthearted follow-up
crazy on
question?
Yeah,
them. Get
absolutely.
yourself
Yeah.
a heart
Maybe after
problem or
that experience,
something.
can you tell us the beauty you're looking for in someone, or like
Oh,
you would want in someone?
Hex. He
Oh,
just
it's
flopped.
night and day. Because I'm like, all I want is a curious person, someone who's willing to be wrong about something. I think, drugs and alcohol are hard for everybody. A lot of people nowadays struggle with it, but I really look for somebody who appreciates, like, sober moments, you know? And I don't know, just like, the feeling that I have, and this is my test. Like, I really like to walk around and look at like buildings and stuff, and like, oh, I could live there, I could live there, and like dream. And I just really want someone who maybe would want to dream with me.
That is so beautiful. Stop.
I'm gonna make myself cry on your YouTube channel.
Why? Why are you asking that question? What? I mean, this part doesn't have to go on your thing, but why would people find that interesting?
That is the hardest question I think anyone could ask.
Whoa.
Wow.
Do I order McDonald's to get more of the Minecraft toys with the adult meal? Wait, what? What does that mean?
Who are you?
I didn't even know there were Minecraft toys at McDonald's.
Why would people find that interesting? A complete stranger. They want to know who I am. Why?
You'd be surprised.
Really?
I
Huh.
didn't even know there was an adult meal.
Well, um, it's a complicated question, and I have a complex answer. My answer is that I am a combination of a number of different things, not just one. Uh, I'm a brother, a father. I am a lover, a cheater,
Yeah,
Peter
they brought
Pan,
out a Minecraft
Captain
adult
Hook,
meal. I got one
and
before and some of the normal Happy Meal
um,
toys. Nice. Is it like more
I
expensive or just the same? I don't know. I don't
an
I don't eat at McDonald's. I don't know the last time I
an
had one.
an enigma even to myself from time to
It's
time.
been like I
I
don't
don't know
know.
why anybody would find that interesting at all, but it'll
Since the
show.
road trip. It's been about
Okay.
a
All right,
couple
thank you so
months.
much.
You're welcome.
Um, I don't know. I I think that, like, I'm still trying to figure it out, but I think I'm a little scared of figuring it out, maybe, cuz like, what if that person's like not either who I wanted to be or who other people wanted me to be? Um,
fun because recently I just like got toppled with not knowing at all who I was. After 7 years of thinking I was like one thing, I was in corporate America. I was living a life that was not mine. I think it wasn't like built for me. It was built by my parents, I think. Or like my need to like prove myself to people. And then I had a mental breakdown. I had to quit everything because I thought I was losing my mind, but I kind of want to normalize that like feeling because I wasn't going insane. I actually was like finding out who I might be underneath all that for the first time. I would never try to define myself anymore by like anything.
So if I had caught you before that, you would have answered maybe.
I would have had so many things to tell you. I would have described myself X, Y, and Z. But yeah, now I'm happily saying I have no clue who I am, but I've never felt more myself being no one. You know what I mean?
I make music and I write poems and I paint and I have a huge crush on Taylor Swift. I just got to New York City today and like when I saw it from the train, it was like the first time I felt at home in like 5 years. So that's what I am. I feel at home, hopeful but confused. And I'm a killer because that's what I was raised to be. I was in the
Hi,
military for 2
Micro.
years. That's what my grandfather was.
Oh, thank you for hydrate, Kayla. Oh, more water.
But like, I feel like Harry Potter. Like I'm the boy who lived. Like everybody else would have killed themselves. And that's who I am.
This is a question about identity. I don't. It's way too complicated to say to a stranger.
You think it would be easier if I wasn't a stranger?
Like
Well,
golden
you
chicken
would
nugget.
start
Oh
up
my
with
gosh. I was just
basics of
looking
how
at
you
them
met
earlier today.
and talked about
I
it,
was like,
and it would
I wonder
be
if I
easier.
should update the golden chicken nugget.
There are simple.
It's so cute
There's a
though.
simple
Maybe I
response
could
to that.
animate it.
Not better than that. Too bad.
I don't have that file anymore,
So
so
do you
I'd
want to
have
leave
to
it at that?
redraw the whole thing.
Absolutely.
I'm Jacob.
Hello,
Animated
I'm
nugget.
Elsa. I'm
Yeah.
Geraldine. I'm Shelly Ho.
I don't know what it would be doing though.
Jerry
Just
Jackson
wiggling.
from New
That's
York.
what I
I'm
see in my
28
head.
years old.
My name is Veronica. My name is Sarah.
Nugget
I'm
with honey
happy.
pouring on
I'm
it.
in
Oh, that
college.
would be
Hey, David.
perfect.
My
That's
name.
a good
I'm a
idea.
writer. I write for my student paper.
I'm
Because you can't really
Christopher.
tell it
I'm
has
Christopher
honey on
Kyle. I'm
it
a photographer. I'm a
from the
bartender.
emote.
I'm a chef.
I am a
Just like a
skaters.
little
I
bit.
am a Glaswegian. I am a daughter.
I'm a son.
A sister. I'm a cousin. I think more
Oh,
than anything, I'm a
I
friend.
like
Daughter,
that
sister,
Micro's
cousin,
emote makes
friend.
them
My
extra
mom and dad's
tiny.
child.
Plus, I'm a black male.
I'm a black woman.
Look
I'm
at
half
them.
British, Haitian immigrant.
I'm stunning, definitely amazing, beautiful. Nigerian. I'm Nigerian, African.
You're a gnome.
Did I say beautiful?
Um,
Yes.
you're the best
Beautiful,
gnome.
amazing, stunning,
I was
African,
actually
Nigerian
looking
woman.
through my sketchbooks
Yes.
the other
Can I ask a
night
follow-up question?
Yeah, sure.
This is a question I
and
ask
looking
everyone
at my
on the call.
unfinished
If you
paintings
had
and
to
I
pick
saw the
one
gnome
thing, who do you think you would be?
like no
If I
other.
were to like strip away everything you just listed, who would you be?
That's
Still
perfect.
Jacob.
How do you come up
Any
with
other
these
person?
things,
I would
Micro?
just be another
You're so
human.
smart.
Probably
Oh
a
my
lot more fun.
gosh.
I don't know. Loosen up a little bit more. I'd probably have a lot more dogs though too.
He's so good
I
at that.
agree.
I don't
I
know
feel
how.
like without those things, I don't know who I would be because those are what make me who I am.
If you were to take away those things, I would probably be on the path of discovering myself into being those things, if that makes sense.
So just trying to get back there again.
Exactly. 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 I think yes. I honestly think Like those things actually describe who I am. So yeah.
I feel it from you. I do think you're beautiful
Thank
and
you.
stunning. Yeah.
You're gorgeous as well.
Yeah,
You're
and gorgeous.
stunning. Yes. Yes.
I think about relativity a bunch. Relatively, you could see me as my ethnicity, what I'm wearing, my gender, my grooming, my hair. I could look at you and say, "Oh, you're a woman. I've seen you on the internet. You're a famous celebrity in my eyes." But who are you to you? Who really are we? Am I an alien, you know? Or
Yes.
am I just an Asian and black boy?
My name is Josh. I keep on going on for that? Sure. My name is Josh, and I'm a New Yorker through and through. Um, I had a few different lives that I've lived, and right now I'm living my happiest.
Trying to learn to be empathetic, trying to save my relationship. That's who I am for the moment.
Man, I love that question. I think like a lot of times we describe ourselves in like the labels that we hold, and not necessarily like who we are as a person.
So
I
yeah,
really needed that question too. Like, oh my God, I was trying to decide if I should decline or accept this job offer. Yeah, that was a very needed question for me today. I really appreciate it.
I'm gonna finish
is it
this
gonna help you like
ear.
make your decision?
You know what? I did make
I'm
my
gonna
decision
work
actually
on
right
the chicken
before
nugget.
you came and asked this question. Yeah, because I
Thank you
still
for
need,
inspiring me,
I
guys.
have a job, don't have a job, all that kind of stuff too.
I didn't know how long I was just gonna be
So,
coloring.
I'm a young black woman, a native New Yorker out here, just trying to live my life. I'm working hard. I'm a vessel to the city. I'm an Aquarius. I'm young and turnt. I'm out here. One of the baddest for sure. I met my good sis today. She was real, real, real sweet. Calmed me down because this young man over here was in our business. Like I literally met my good girl just now, and she's a vibe for sure. Um,
What does that mean?
you, my good girl. Like I'm from Brooklyn, so like
Okay.
you're one of like you just might be my good homegirl.
Oh, so you're referring to me?
Yes. Where you
Oh,
from?
I'm from San Diego,
You're from San
California.
Diego,
Yeah.
Cali.
Yeah.
I pray for patience. I pray for guidance. I pray for a clear heart, a sound mind. I'm just trying to live my life out here in the city. That's all. Humbly speaking, though. Okay.
Can I ask you something else?
Yes.
What do you think is like the most interesting thing about you?
About me, I think that I'm not gonna lie. I have a really good sense of humor, and it's not on purpose. It's like almost
Oh,
it's
I don't
definitely
have
God
it
given. Like I
set.
don't aim to, how some people be trying to be funny off really. I don't really aim to be funny. Like this life is really a joke sometimes, no shade. So it's like you gotta laugh to keep from crying. Yeah. On my worst days I laugh. When I think about shit, when I go back in time, like you really have to laugh about a lot of things to keep from crying. Shout out to my girl again. She's definitely one of my good homegirls right now. You will never meet another really bitch from Brooklyn than me. I kid you not. I kid you not. We're one of the realest. So yeah, shout out to my girl. Shout out to her YouTube channel. It's beautiful outside today. And yeah, cut.
I think you wouldn't believe about me that I grew up super conservative Christian and that I was in a puppet ministry called Hands Up. And we toured southeast the United States all the way down to Florida and up, and we did
Why is she
Christmas
laughing?
puppet shows and spread the gospel.
Can I ask why? Why are you acting like that?
I didn't know that. Well, there you go.
That's really funny to me.
I was like behind a scene doing like Michael W. Smith, looking for a reason, like
I think
contemporary
that's cool
Christian.
as heck, but I'm just kind
I
of
was
like, what?
I'm
Why are
surprised
they
you know it
laughing?
pretty well, and that surprises me. I would never guess that about you. I just put it away.
So why do you think that's something people wouldn't believe about you today?
I just don't seem like a small time
What
puppeteer,
happened to
I
my
guess.
brush?
I'm more of a big time puppeteer. People, if they thought I was a puppeteer, they'd be like, oh, she's going places. They wouldn't know that I was just playing like little backwoods churches, spreading the gospel.
The gospel. I fell down a 90-foot waterfall and survived, which
was
I've
kind of
done
a
all
crazy
of them?
experience, but
Why?
definitely something for the books. I was crossing a river, which you're not supposed to do in the heat of the spring with all the snow runoff, and
What?
I made it fine, but my keys fell into the river,
Okay.
so I reached for them and I lost
I
my
didn't think
footing,
this was
went
this
right over the
big.
waterfall.
How many
Definitely
zeros
thought
did
it
they
was
put
the
in the
end to
thing?
the near death
Hold on.
experiences, which was definitely an experience. But it changed things for me, and I came out of that. I quit my job and changed my
Oh,
entire
it's in
life, and it was
inches. That's why. I
probably
was
the
like,
best thing that
what's
ever happened to me,
happening?
actually.
I need
Oh,
pixels.
you said you didn't have a good answer.
I don't know how to count
So if you
otherwise.
weren't caught by the tree, like like that would have been.
Yeah, I definitely there was a moment where I just thought
There you go.
I'm just
It's
gonna
so
succumb and I'll probably
confusing.
hit my head and that will be the end of it. And that was when I was caught by a tree. And so then they
Mm,
had to figure out how to get
mm.
out after that.
Now you
I
gotta
got
fix this.
helicoptered out, got to see the whole city. It was kind of a cool ride.
Okay,
But yeah, that's how we made it out.
we're back.
Something you wouldn't
Sorry.
believe about me. Well, I'm Brady Watt. I'm a bass player.
Oh, you didn't
I've
need to
been
do
doing
later.
it since I was a
Almost
kid.
better.
I'm one of the most recorded bass players in hip hop history. Long time ago, when my 20s I already was, and I'm known for a lot of stuff since then as well. And I guess people wouldn't believe that about me. You know what I mean?
Why do you think people wouldn't believe that about you?
Well, if you don't know, you don't know. But people know my music. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people listening to me every day.
Mm.
A lot of people probably don't know it's me.
In the 10th grade, I bought pot and then I got caught, never got to smoke it, and I went to juvie for 2 weeks.
So when you tell people that you went to juvie, they're usually pretty shocked.
Yeah. Because I had never done anything. I had never even got silent lunch. I was the goodiest two shoes there was. And then I just got shipped to juvie.
What was that experience like?
Awful. There was cops everywhere. They had to metal detect me and they had to pat me down every day. And in my classroom, because it was still like school, there was this kid who had stabbed his teacher. There was another kid who had strangled a kid. And there was just me. And they were really nice. We became good friends. They were the nicest. So yeah, I have no clue where they are now. Probably still in jail. But I'm good. I'm here in Central Park.
You wouldn't believe that I'm Spanish because I look black. I love waiting for them to finish talking in Spanish and then I answer in Spanish and they're like, "Oh my God, she just understood everything we said." Sometimes it's okay, and then sometimes you get a little bit, you get a little bit upset because every time you walk into a store, they're like talking in Spanish, and you're like, hmm. So that's what you think about me.
Like, wait, actually, now that you wouldn't believe,
Yeah.
I guess I don't know what you would believe, but that I speak Arabic?
I was gonna say that you're Arabic.
Yeah, I am half Palestinian, Jordanian.
Okay.
أنا بتحكي عربي. أنا بفهم كتير بس بفتكي شوي. That means I understand a lot and I speak just a little. Yeah, that's actually interesting. Because we were just talking about this today. Like, my dad was a refugee from Palestine in 1948 and is I am first generation American, and everyone assumes I am a privileged white girl. And I just always think that, like, does bother me. Yeah. I'm looking to my longtime friend, Jen,
Yeah.
here for.
And this is all true. I can confirm.
Yeah, but it does. Like, that. I'm always like, you don't know me, man. You don't know my story. You don't know what I've been through. Don't judge a person by their face.
That was the
Or
working
just like,
title for Don't
no,
Judge
this
Me
is
by
my
Face.
this is my final thought. This has nothing to even to do with your question, but this is what we've been talking about all day. Nothing is good or bad unless you think this is good or bad and decide it is good or bad. The stories we tell, the stories we get stuck in when we're like, nobody ever picks me for things, or I'm not worthy of this, or I'm on the outside, and you could just as easily be telling yourself like, everybody wants to be around me, and people choose me all the time, and the right people choose me, and my life is so great, and it's spring, I'm sitting in Central Park with my friend of 20 years, and that's so cool. It is a bit windy for my liking.
What you wouldn't believe about me. I'm a good man. I'm an honest man. I'm a short man. I'm a skinny man. I'm very ugly.
Yeah.
I don't know what else people wouldn't believe about me. I don't like drinking. Uh, and I don't gamble. And women love my personality. No? You don't buy that, Rick? Sorry, I can't help you. I don't know how to answer these questions for you.
Something you wouldn't believe about me is that I am the child of one of the most influential sex workers in probably modern American history. What it looks like practically is that as a very young child, my mom was super busy and we had a lot of money, and then very shortly after, no money. So yeah.
I have the incredible ability of being able to put on my socks using just my toes. So I can take them off and sort of pincher them on and scoot them up my foot. But I don't think I've ever had to do it. But that could happen. Like, say, for example, you were kidnapped and your hands were behind your back and your feet were cold. You would be able to put your socks on without having to use your hands. Could be practical.
What's something I wouldn't believe about you?
That I've been married and divorced and I have 3 children.
That I am currently banned from Canada. I flew a plane once.
I've had a brain tumor, a brain hemorrhage, and a brain leak, and I'm still okay.
So I have 2 chronic illnesses. I have multiple sclerosis and I have sickle cell. Because they're like, oh, you don't look sick. And I'm like, how am I supposed to look? I said I was sick. I wasn't ugly. So.
Well, I'm a doctoral student at Juilliard. I'm a composer of classical music, so that's kind of weird. Yeah. The thing I get a lot is like, oh, those composers are still alive. I thought they were all dead. And I'm like, no, I'm still alive. So.
I have 9.5 toes, of which I've been very insecure my whole life, well, since I was 12. But I'm trying to accept it. I mean, I used to go on dates and I'd put like a press-on nail on it. It would fall off halfway through the date, which made it 10 times worse. But I've definitely accepted it. At this point now, I wear sandals a lot more, and I just kind of realize everyone has their own insecurities, and it's something unique about me that people probably wouldn't know because I've hidden it as much as I could my whole life, but I don't care that much anymore. Still a little insecure, but it's not a big deal.
Do I have a time limit, by the way? Let's see. That somebody can be mathematically inclined, a good dancer, and looking for the divine all at the same time.
Would you say that that's you?
I would say that all 3 are me, yeah.
Do you ever find that, personally, that those things contradict themselves within you?
Not anymore.
But you used to?
Some.
And how did you resolve that?
These are a lot more questions than 3.
I know, because your answer was so interesting.
It's not a resolution that had a definitive path. It's just, living through life. Somehow things hopefully will continue to make some kind of sense.
Okay.
I'm a very loving, caring person. I feel like coming from New York, a lot of people tend to have the idea that a lot of people around here are very having people see me in that light is kind of disappointing. I'm out here trying to meet as many people as I can and have a good time. It's disappointing, but fun at the same time. I like I like changing people's minds. You know what I'm saying? Like, people come up to me thinking I'm some type of way when I'm the complete opposite, and it's always fun that way. I feel like it's an experience.
Were you born and raised in New York?
Yes, sir. Up in Harlem. Yo, word, yeah, Sugar Hill. I think Harlem is probably the best neighborhood in New York. You get the best of everything, That's really all it is. Enjoy the life, keep experiencing, and keep asking questions, keep learning about yourself. That's what the New York experience is. I feel like everybody should get to experience that.
I guess the one that got away. Oh, this is hard to talk
Oh,
about.
I could make. How do I
I
fit
felt tethered to it in a way that I haven't with anyone before. It was very much like a creative relationship. We built things together. We came up with ideas together. We spent a lot of our waking moments together. It was like my best friend. And so when we broke up, it was really difficult. And I still think, to some capacity, I'm figuring
Is there any part of you that kind of feels like there's a chance there, or do you feel like they like completely got away?
Oh, they completely got away. I did the thing most men do, which is uh, sabotage things that we feel are unsalvageable, just because it's easier on the ego than to be vulnerable and I don't know, express the things that you need. So I said some really
You're
nasty
not
things,
having
and
McDonald's now? What happened?
I don't think.
I'm gonna turn off the air
I'm
conditioner. It got
getting a
really
little
cold.
teary
You
though.
want me
I
to
think it's
stop?
the wind. No, no,
Oh,
no, you're fine.
oh, it's the wind.
Listen,
Could put on a sweater,
today I
but
said,
I'm
be
just gonna do
vulnerable,
that.
just risk it. It's okay. It's
I
scary.
ate a
It's
bag
hard,
of
but
quavers instead.
it's a lot easier to
Wait,
live
what's
with knowing
quavers?
that you said exactly what you
A
need to say,
bag of them.
as opposed to hiding
Is
behind
that
false words or mean words to protect your own ego.
like
Um,
snacks?
it makes it a lot more easier to live with, I think. Yeah.
Chips,
Well,
crisps.
so
Um,
I came here to New York on vacations, and I
I
met a guy,
mean,
and I
you could
fell
have it
super
for
in love with him.
later.
He was an actor, and so we got like a short story here, like how do you say, como
I don't know how
yeah,
good
like a winter
they
love
last.
story. And here in New York was snowing, and I was like, I really fell in love with him.
Or order
But then
later,
we
I
like
guess.
got to
I
our
don't know.
country again, and
I'm thinking about getting those
it was
donuts again. They were really good.
that I
But
don't
not
know.
today,
That's
maybe
all.
like the
Did you guys
weekend.
try it all? Did you try long distance?
No, no, no. But he was from Argentina too, so like,
No, it was
Oh.
like
we get
18 pounds for a
we got
meal
back there to our country, and like
and
there
something
were our lives.
else.
Like here it was more, como
I was like, I'm
seco.
good.
Here
Oh,
they live like a
oh,
fairy
Yeah,
tale.
that thing.
that's
But then when they
crazy.
got to
Do
Argentina,
it.
things like
Get you
didn't
some
work out
donuts
because
or
the
some
life
holes.
didn't work
She
out.
was with me during the whole
the,
time.
the cool thing about this donut that I'm talking about,
But
they're
yeah,
mochi donuts,
like
so
here
they're
they
like
have like a
little
full fairy tale. They started seeing
rings, but
each
they're
other
like
every day,
donut
and it was
holes
like
that are
this huge
connected together,
actor, and
kind
he's
of.
musician and
So
super
I
in
like
love
to tear them
and
apart and just
stuff.
kind of
And
like
then they
nibble
got
on them.
there, and she was like super in love with him, and he just started moving away.
But they're like
And
squishier
my leg of the
than
story is that
regular
like
donuts if they're
he
done
comes
well.
here every year. Well, except for COVID, but she comes here every
Technically, your
year,
weekend started.
and
Hamster.
like we walk in the
No,
streets and
no,
everybody
Micro's
keeps
the
saying, "Oh my God,
hamster.
this is Starbucks," and I used to have breakfast when we
But I
slept,
guess
and
you're
then
right.
we woke up and we were like, "Oh my God."
Maybe,
We got away. We
maybe
got away.
donuts for dinner.
But that's all. But now I'm getting married with someone else.
Now I'm looking
Yeah,
at deals
with
on Amazon.
Yeah, like
Oh
this
my
is like
gosh.
her bachelorette party,
Turning into
uh,
you.
and like we're walking around the
I'm
streets and
just, I don't,
remembering stuff. We've been talking
I'm
about
just
this
shop,
guy for like
window
the whole time
shopping.
we've been here, and it's very magical that you come here and ask the question.
Although my
Imagine if
package that
freaking
I
Mary
got like
seen this.
a
Did he
month
go through
ago is
any type of
finally
way or like?
shipping.
He knows the whole story.
Oh, he does.
Probably get it
He's
in
my cat,
another
so he
month.
knows everything.
Okay, good.
But
Okay,
yeah,
good.
it's
I
okay.
have
It is
hamster
good. I'm like,
soul.
you're very happy now.
You
Yes, I am. I
are
am.
just
Okay.
Yes.
the smallest
So
hamster. You're about the size of a
I
shrew.
work at a summer camp, and I've been going there since I was a little
No,
kid,
you're
and
smaller than a
I've
shrew.
always heard the stories
I
of,
don't have an
you know,
account.
the
I get
couples
my
that
mom
met
to
at
order because
camp
she got
and how their
Prime.
children go to
Oh,
the
well,
camp,
that's good.
and it's a whole fantasy, so I always knew
I'm
that
always
that's
worried
what I
that the
wanted.
packages aren't gonna get to
And when
where I
I
live.
was 21,
They're getting
there
better
was
at
an
it though.
international counselor, and he was so cute, and right away we hit it off, and he was just a genuine kind person. You know, he's
Mm.
walking around all day with 8-year-olds, so that definitely helps. It was really fun to learn about his history and his culture, where he came from, and to kind of discover each other in that way, and at camp in such a like
Yeah,
a raw form.
I'm
At the
addicted
end of
to
the summer we
pens.
were
That's
going
what
to
I'm
try to
currently
figure
looking
things
at.
out, but
Oh,
I ended up just saying, you know, I was moving to Europe for a bit. It didn't make any sense at
more
all, the long
pens for the
distance. He was
collection.
willing to make something work, and I shut it off. I also was young. I was 21, and so I didn't know, you know, it's like the, oh, what if I meet someone else? And then I
went from Europe to Australia, and I was like, I'm going all these places, meeting all these people. And you say that beforehand, thinking you'll meet all these people that you'll fall in love with, but no one ever like him. You know, you can't help but wonder and think about the what if. But at my core, I do think he was just a little too good of a person for me,
I
and
think
to
I want to
accept
make it
someone
like
that
one of those
perfect
bears
and
that have honey
genuine
in them.
was someone that I could be with. Never really, I don't think I could ever accept that.
Then why don't you think you could accept that?
I just saw
Yes,
all the flaws
I
in
think it's
myself,
cute.
and I don't think I'm a bad person, but I just didn't think that he deserved someone
I
like
don't know
me.
how
I
to
didn't
draw a
think I
bear
was
upside down. I have to
good
rotate
enough
this
for
thing.
him.
Is there any part of you that's like still waiting?
No, I met someone else, and it was definitely a, decision between the two. And I went with
Is it this one?
the safer
Oh,
option that I think made more sense on paper. He's American, so wasn't dealing with visas.
other way.
So are you okay with the person that you're seeing now staying with?
I'm with them, and I'm happy to be with them, and that's what I choose,
Yeah.
no matter what. So.
Right.
So I had to move to Paris because of my work. And on one day, I was walking with 3 or 4 friends along the Seine, which is the river in Paris, and there were a big group. There was a big group who was dancing salsa. I was sitting on the corner watching the crowd dancing, and I saw this very beautiful girl next to me, and I asked her if she would like to dance with me. And she said she cannot dance salsa, and I said I cannot dance salsa as well, but we can try together. And that's how it started. We were there dancing, and we had immediately a very good vibe. And we spent a lot of months together in Paris. It was an amazing time.
I think
She
this might
seemed like the
actually be
perfect
about a
person for my life.
mouse, not a
And after a
bear.
few months, I had to leave
You're already
unexpectedly
like,
because
oh,
my
these
work was
ears are
called me
not
back to
right.
Germany.
It's okay.
And that's how we separated.
I'll
A
just keep
distance
trying.
came between each other, and after we continued for another 5 6 months, but after some time we both saw that it has no future because there's a big distance and there's no foreseeable way that we could live together in the same city.
I guess the one that got away. It's interesting because I was the one that let go, but because I wasn't at a point in my life where I was ready to fully commit, sort of had to let go to experience life, experience a new chapter, and truthfully, I haven't let go fully, but I've reached a sense of content, I guess, with letting him go, but I don't think I'll ever be able to fully move on. There's this theory called the red string theory, and I think that it basically explains that there's somebody that you're tied to, like your souls, which sounds really deep, but I think that he was my red string. Um, so I guess maybe he didn't get away. Like I did let go, but I think I'll always sort of be stuck with him in a way, if that makes sense. And I've dated people since, and relationships have been lovely, but I ultimately my end goal is to just find love within myself rather than with somebody else. And then I believe once I find that love, then somebody will come into my life and I'll be ready for it.
I feel like everyone that I thought was the one that got away, the longer it's been, the happier it didn't work out.
She's the one who got away.
Right. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, totally.
I'm the one that got away. I always get those texts afterwards like, damn, I really appreciate everything you've done for me, or they start to realize everything I was to them after the fact.
Oh no, I drew on the
But I never
wrong
had to experience
layer.
this. Once I'm off you,
Ah,
it's done.
that's why things weren't moving. I was really
Okay, about this,
confused.
I have the
How
feeling
did
that
I
I
even do
have
that?
some issue open. So whatever branch
Oh.
needed to be cut out is
been cut out. I love each one of them, but
Alright, let me
I
think
am
about
on my
this.
own way, and they live their own life
There
in
you go.
good health, and I'm happy for them.
Well, I can, but I'm still trying to figure if she actually got away or if I'm getting away. It's kind of like a it's like a work in progress. I don't think
Darn.
wants either one of us to get away, and yet we don't know how to stop it either.
So it's happening now.
It's happening now.
I
Okay.
think I don't know.
It's
Your
fine.
answer is so interesting to me because most
I
people I've
will
asked this question to today have had some time since
trace
the
over
breakup or
it.
like since the getting away,
And
and they've like found
then
words to describe it, have like figured out what actually
just have
happened
to
or
delete the
their
background layer
interpretation
and
of
put
it.
a new background.
And yours is a good example of like how
It's
when it's
fine.
happening, you
Okay.
don't even know what's happening.
I
Yeah,
got
so I
this.
think your answer it gives like a really raw perspective.
Right. I don't know who pushed who. There was definitely pushing. So it's many people have gotten away.
Conveniently, she didn't get
No,
away.
I
I'm having
can't.
a beautiful walk in the park with her
I'm
right
gonna
now.
make it a different
This is
color.
my best friend. Like, I'm really on this adventure with her, and I can go anywhere with her. I can kind of see the rest of this realm while I'm here with amazing, fresh eyes, with somebody that I don't mind sharing the thought with. I'd rather not tell her, like, hey, I went to this cool place, but say, hey, remember when we went there together? It's like, why not keep that as the story?
The one that got away came back again. And that was probably about 3 years later. And, we've been together for about 39 years at this point. So he hasn't run away again. Cheers.
All right, so I'm asking people today to tell me about the one that got away.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. The one that got away. Huh. I don't think I have one that got away, actually. I don't think I have one that got away because, if it's real, it's real and it'll come back to you. And if it wasn't meant to be, it's not meant to be. So I don't think I have one that got away. But yeah.
It's
You just stand there, close your eyes. Please don't open them. Don't open them, don't open them. Keep them closed. All right, open them.
okay.
things we keep it on the low down. And she really likes secrets and love songs. Got some plans with a she ain't gon' lose on. I can hit it right away. Oh yeah, this life's on us. Baby, I ain't playing, I ain't passing up. I can take the pressure for the both of us. Shit ain't gon' change. Yeah. You got me high, high, high. You got me high, high. Oh. You show me love, 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 love. Can't get enough, enough, no, no. Baby, you poppin', you got me Gucci. You got them boys under pressure, you like a movie. I'm down to love you forever, ain't gonna
It looks
lose
like a
it.
mouse
You got
and
me
not a
Gucci, got me
bear. Can't
Gucci.
stop.
Yeah, you worth it, yeah, you worth
It's
it.
funny.
Do it for purpose, do it for purpose. And if you're certain, baby, I'm certain that we can work it, that we can work it out. Yeah, we got some things we keep it on the low down. And she really likes secrets and love songs. Got some plans with a she ain't
My
gon' lose
honey
on.
mouse.
I can hit it right away. Oh yeah, this life's on
Yay!
us.
Everybody's
Baby, I ain't
dancing.
playing, I ain't passing up. I
I
can
like
take the
these
pressure
kinds of
for the
videos.
both of us. Shit ain't gon' change. Yeah. You got me high, high, high. You got me high, high. Oh. You show me love, 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 love. Can't get enough, enough, no, no. Baby, you poppin', you got me Gucci. You got them boys under pressure, you like a movie. I'm down to love you forever, ain't gonna lose it. You got me Gucci, got me Gucci. Baby, you poppin', you got me Gucci. You got them boys under pressure, you like a movie. I'm down to love you forever, ain't gonna lose it. You got me Gucci, got me Gucci. Yeah, you worth it, yeah, you worth it. Do it for purpose, do it for purpose. And if you're certain, baby, I'm certain that we can work it, that we can work it out. Yeah, we got some things we keep it on the low down. And she really likes secrets and love songs. Got some plans with a she ain't gon' lose on. I can hit it right away. Oh yeah, this life's on us. Baby, I ain't playing, I ain't passing up. I can take the pressure for the both of us. Shit ain't gon' change. Yeah. You got me high, high, high. You got me high, high. Oh. You show me love, 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 love. Can't get enough, enough, no, no. Baby, you poppin', you got me Gucci. You got them boys under pressure, you like a movie. I'm down to love you forever, ain't gonna lose it. You got me Gucci, got me Gucci. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 you worth it, yeah, you worth it. Do it for purpose, do it for purpose. And if you're certain, baby, I'm certain that we can work it, that we can work it. Oh yeah, this life's on us. Baby, I ain't playing, I ain't passing up. I can take the pressure for the both of us. Shit ain't gon' change. Yeah. You got me high, high, high. You got me high, high. Oh. You show me love, 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 love. Can't get enough, enough, no, no. Baby, you poppin', you got me Gucci. You got them boys under pressure, you like a movie. I'm down to love you forever, ain't gonna lose it. You got me Gucci, got me Gucci. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
Oops.
yeah, oh yeah, 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 you worth it, yeah, you worth it. Do it for purpose, do it for purpose. And if you're certain, baby, I'm certain that we can work it, that we can work it out.
Oh, you see a potato? No! It's supposed to be a chicken nugget. It's fine. It does look potatoey right now. But it's a winking potato. Potato nugget. Mm, true. Thank you for the potato nuggets. Wait a minute. Never mind. I don't know what I'm trying to do at this point. That does not look very honey-like. I feel like honey moves slow. So, how does this work? Without making it look like something else. Just messaging me.
That was so good.
I can't wait to see it.
How was that?
I like this song.
Excuse me. You guys have a moment? Tell me with the film project, possibly?
What do you have to do? And what do you need?
And so that's the thing you don't know. You just get in the circle and then you wait to hear what it is.
Do you think it's gonna be something embarrassing?
It's not. I don't think it's embarrassing. But also, as soon as you find out what it is, you can decide not to do it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Close your eyes, okay? Don't open them. Wait, let me see if she's ready. Ready? Oh, maybe face that way so you don't see me coming. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so let me just put this over you. We're just gonna wait until it turns green. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. Don't want to get run over. Just pretend like you don't even see me behind you, okay? Wait. Hey, that's mine.
I think I'm the only one who disassociates myself in social situations. Like when I'm at work, I do this thing where I take off my glasses, and then like since like my vision is already blurry, like it kind of like blurs my head a little bit. So like I'm seeing stuff, but I'm not like receiving it, if that makes sense. Since everything is blurry, like I just don't think, kind of. My mind gets blurred because I can't see anything. So like even though like I'm hearing stuff and like I'm operating, I'm basically on autopilot. And that's basically what I do like all the time because thinking is hard. Thinking is hard. That's all I
Thinking
got.
is
I got
hard.
nothing to add to that.
Am I the only one who cries in the mirror and then smiles after? I think it's more of a trauma response for me. It's very much of I look at myself crying and then I try to smile to make myself feel better. So, yeah.
Am I the only one that secretly thinks all my friends thinks I'm annoying, and they're just trying to be nice, so
Feel
they're friends
like
with
that
me?
all the time.
I've always had this fear that people don't really like me and they think I'm annoying, or they're just friends with me because it's convenient. It's kind of like a fear if I call it out and it's true, then I'm just gonna hurt my own feelings. But I've been
The
friends with them for a long
coloring.
time, so
Oh, the page I'm
some
coloring
days
right
it's
now
good,
has a
some
honey
days
bear on it. Oh
I
my
don't really
gosh!
have good friends.
What does it mean?
I would say my answer would probably be, am I the only one that feels this way?
Am I the only one who doesn't feel like a human sometimes? Like an alien.
Am I the only one who's alone on their birthday?
Am I the only one who practices how to write with the opposite hand and because I break my dominant hand?
Am I the only one who plucks their armpit hair?
Am I the only one who dances alone naked?
Am I the only one who hears what you're thinking right now?
Oh no, don't say that.
Wait, are we?
Wait.
I thought it was it. I thought that was it.
Oh, dude. Wait.
You got freaked out? Am I the only one that wants to backhand everyone?
Why do you want to backhand everyone?
Because they're annoying.
So when was the last time you wanted to backhand someone?
Oh my goodness.
Back up into an
I forgot its
Am I the only
crown.
one that takes in all the stray cats?
Oh. Oh my god, it schmit the meows. It looks
Am
like
I the
my
only one in the
kitten.
world who likes to sniff cat paws?
What?
What do they smell like? I don't know. They're kind of like cozy paws. Like it smells like comfort. I don't know. It's very weird.
Am I the only one who thought of a way to put lotion on your back by yourself? I've been thinking about this for probably since I was 19. I wonder, have any? I don't see it nowhere. I don't see it anywhere. So I really don't think that anyone has ever thought about that because to this day, right now, there should be something in Walmart that you should be able to use to put lotion on your back by yourself.
Am I the only one that Googles big words before I like text it or say it just in case I use it wrong? I'll like be typing and I'd be like typing my sentence and the big word will come up and I'd be like, I know I'm using it right. I know I'm using it right, but then I'm like, just make sure. I hope my friends doesn't think I'm taking too long with text. I'll go Google the word and I was like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then I go back and I have to make sure I spell it right too because I don't want to sound stupid.
Am I the only one who is always looking for trash cans? I never see trash cans. Does anyone ever see trash cans? I'm always looking around. I just never see them anywhere, you know. I just feel like that's something that we need to have more of. It's just trash cans. So I don't know. Am I the only one who thinks about that?
Am I the only
No,
one
because I'm always holding
that
trash. And I'm like,
ever puts
where
their
do I put this?
kids to bed at 7:30 p.m.?
So this is your son.
This is my son.
Do you remember? Do you mind if I ask you? Do you remember her putting you to bed at 7:30?
Yeah,
How did it feel?
it was annoying. Wasn't the best.
Am I the only one who hates being the first person to start the toilet paper roll in the porta potty? Where you'd be the first one to start the toilet paper roll, and then shit would be all stuck to it, and then you trying to you're like air peeing, and and you're trying to undo it, and it's like shredding, and then you're like, am I the only one that deals with that?
Am I the only one that laughs when a mosquito bites me because I love when it itches and I scratch my skin? So am I the only one?
Is that going to the restroom is a waste of time. I feel like I'm the only person. I don't like to go use the restroom unless I really have to because I feel like I could be using my time on other things.
Am I the only one that takes 3 hours to wake up and get ready in the morning? I wake up at like 5, and then I don't head out to work until 8:30. So 3.5 hours.
Am I the only one who um likes ducks?
Am I the only one who respects Miss Piggy on a deep, deep level? She's authentically herself. She says what she wants. She takes no gruff from anybody, and I would like to figure out how to do that one day.
Am I the only one who brings my own comforter and sheets wherever I travel because I don't like sleeping on the hotel sheets and comforters? And I'm also the only one who asks for plastic silverware at restaurants because I don't like eating off the same silverware as the people before me, even though they wash them.
Oh
You know,
my
they just throw
gosh,
them in a
that's
pot of
so
water and
smart.
constantly scrubbing them. So, am I the only one?
Am I the only one who
Because
struggles
I'm
with
always expecting
jealousy
mine when I go
and
out and I feel so weird about it. And I
body
feel
fear
so
mentally
relieved
throughout
when they
every
bring me
day of life?
chopsticks that are like
So
in
just
paper.
a lot
So
throughout
you can just
throughout
throw it away.
throughout everyday life. It's more so thinking of why
That
does my
person just
childhood
gave me a life
trauma
hack.
lead me
Oh my
to have
gosh.
these jealousy and
I was
these
having such a
bad
time with a
feelings
fork
that I just
yesterday.
don't like.
Like I
Am I
went
the only one who wants
for
to know what
lunch
deja vu is and why it
and
exists?
freaking
It
the
has to
fork
be
that I got I
it has to
think
be
was
common sense or
open and
something.
it
Like
freaked
if I
me
am
out.
not scientifically
I was like I had to go
inspired
back down,
or
but I
happy,
ended
then
up
it's like
finding
what?
one
I
in
was
the
just
drawer, but
like
it was the
figuring out
last one and I
what it
felt really
was.
awkward about
So if
taking
anyone
it.
actually knows or has a good
And
theory
then I
or
forgot
has
to
said
replace
something to
it.
someone else, definitely drop in the comments
Oh,
links or any
it's
ideas that you
okay.
have because I would love to know.
Me too.
I'll do it the next time.
I want to know
There'll
too.
probably be more forks in the
Am I the
drawer.
only one who isn't too sure about marriage? Because people change a lot, and I don't want to stay in something because it's familiar and comfortable. rather than because it's what I want passionately.
Why do you feel alone in that?
Um, because I feel like it's can be taboo to be like not unmarried, like once you're 30 or something, because people think like what's well, not all
Papa's
people, but I know that
getting
some
in the
people look at
sleepy
people like, oh,
position.
why
It's so
not? What's
cute.
wrong with you? I don't have to commit to somebody forever to know that I want them in my life. I don't want
Little
to
orb.
be in
Alright,
something
let's
that
see if
I don't feel like deeply,
this will turn
passionately,
into
soul on fire setting happy about. Yeah, you look at marriages and when people are like so angry at each other, it's like, what did that used to look like, you know? Why not just enjoy where you're at momentarily? If it's going to be forever, it will be. You can't force anything to be together just because you say it's, or you can't force anything to be forever just because you say it's forever. You can, but then it's not a happy forever. And what's the point of being forever with that? How do you keep it going? I don't know yet. Find somebody new.
Wait, so is that what happened with you?
No, maybe, no. I don't know, I've just avoided relationships for a while.
For a while. How old are you?
29. I'll be 30 in October.
Okay.
I haven't looked, or I've actually specifically avoided and not looked for a relationship or to be with anybody for the last 3 years or so. At night, it keeps me up. I'm like, will that be forever? I don't think so. But I think it's a cute idea to think
oh
it
my
is.
goodness, it's
You
gone
know?
so fast. No.
I love to think that I love love. I love to think that it's real, you know?
Okay.
But yeah, but I don't want to ever get myself in a place where I like
That's
that
cute.
idea of being with somebody more like forever more than actually being with them, you know? And being free to feel comfortable enough to recognize when it's not
I kind of want
soul
to
on
keep
fire
it
anymore,
colorful.
you know?
Just
And
to
maybe
like
I'm just a
keep
little
the
too
theme
scared.
of my emotes. The anime
Hi everyone,
ones
thank you
being
for
so
watching.
colorful
I'll be
lately.
posting bonus footage from this episode on my Patreon. That means more answers and extended cuts of each
Maybe I'll
answer.
make
If you want to see it, you can
2
sign up. I'll have the links
versions.
in my description.
See
And the
which one I
5 YouTube
like
follow
better.
from the people you see in this episode, that'll be on my Patreon as well. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all.
Oh
and
yeah,
I'll
I
see you
made
next
the
time.
pinky face. I wonder if this will make it feel different. A little bit. I think I need an extra frame. Well, I need a lot to make it look good, but I like what I see. Oh, that's what happens when I lay my hand on my tablet for too long. Like, don't do that. Don't lean on me. Okay. I like where it's going. Sorry, I was deep in thought. I had to use you as my, like, thinking thing. I think I might be good for today, though. We got an outline done, we got a coloring page. Going through it. Yeah, I'll save these before I forget. Beautiful, thank you so much. It'll take a while to finish as usual, but I've got 7 days, so. Chicken nugget. And then save this one. Wait, that's not the tablet? What is that? Is that my headphones? I don't know what's happening. But we'll save it. And okay. I'm gonna go rest.